Hey everyone! In today's video we're going to be talking about systems of equations with 3 variables. That's a lot. We have lots of videos on how to solve systems when you have 2 variables like graphing and substitution and elimination. But now we have 3 variables. It looks like this. So we have x, y, and z, which means we need to solve for all 3. So it's a longer process because there's a little bit more to do. For me, this takes about a half a page of work as opposed to a few lines. So I'm going to use up all of this space here. We'll go ahead and get started. So the method that I use is considered elimination, as well as a little bit of substitution to plug in. There is a whole method on how to do this via substitution. You're welcome to look that up. And you could graph it, but now you're talking about graphing in a 3D plane. So check out our introduction to systems for this playlist so you can see a picture of what I'm talking about. It's cool, but your mind has to be able to go there. Mine doesn't see it very well. So this is the method that I use. All right, so what I'm gonna do, make sure my pen is gonna write and not erase. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to get these equations down to 2 variables. So I'm going to first take the first 2 and I'm gonna do elimination to eliminate the y's. Because notice I have -5 and -5. Now, if you're not familiar with how to do the process of elimination, then you're going to need to go back and watch our video on elimination. Because it's the same process, just longer numbers. So I'm just going to rewrite this equation. So I'm just rewriting. I don't need the bottom one right now, so just the top 2. And I am going to eliminate my y's. So because I have 2 negatives here, I'm going to subtract everything. And when I do that, I get -5x minus 9z equals -17, and that cancels out. So now I have a system, or I have one equation of a system that has 2 variables, x and z. I know how to do that, so let me now do the bottom 2. And I'm going to, look here, I've got -5 and 5 for my y. So let's go ahead and eliminate those. That way I'm left with x and z, and then I can solve that like a regular system. So let's see. I'm going to add these together because my I've got a -5 and a +5. So this is going to be 5x plus 3z equals -1 because those canceled out. That's great. So now, this is the first thing I do. Here's the second thing I do. This is kind of the steps while you solve it. Here's the third thing I do. I apologize since that's all over the place, but go with it. So I'm going to take the 2 systems that I just found. So my -5x minus 9z equals -17. And then my 5x plus 3z equals -1. Now my 5's are already set up, ready to go. So what I'm going to do here is going to add them together. X's cancel out. I'm left with -6z equals -18. So z equals 3. And like that, I have one of my numbers. Awesome. So now I'm going to take this 3 and I'm going to plug it into either this z that I found or this z. I'm going to plug it in here. So this is like my step 4. So 5x plus 3z, which is 3, so 3 times 3 equals -1. 5x plus 9 equals -1. 5x equals -10. So then x now equals -2. Okay, I have 2 out of my 3 variables. I'm almost done. So what I'm going to do is take my x here, -2, and 3 up here for z, and I'm going to plug it into one of these. Pick one. It's up to you, whichever one looks easiest to you. I'm going to do the top one. Okay, you could do the top one, the middle one, or the bottom one. That's totally up to you. So I have -x, so -2, minus 5y minus 5z, which is 3, equals 2. So I'm going to get +2 minus 5y minus 15 equals 2. All right, so that's going to be -5y equals 15. Because the 2's will cancel out, that leaves me with 0. Add the 15 to both sides. That's just simple solving equations. Nothing weird there. And then I get y equals -3. Whew, I got them all. Took a minute, but I got them all. So your answer would be -2, comma, -3, and then 3. Okay, usually we put these in alphabetical order, X, Y, Z. Okay, and that's your answer. Now to check it, you can plug it back into every single one, X, Y, Z. Make sure you get whatever number's over here. Okay, and you do with this one, so I won't spend time doing that, but you're welcome to check it. I believe in our introduction video, there's an example of how to check these problems. Whew, all right, let's do one more, and that's it. You pause it, you try it. You might need a lot of paper, and that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and start. All right. Step 1. Now this one we're gonna have to multiply things in. I'm going to, let's see, what did I do? I am going to multiply this bottom one by 3. So I get -6r plus 5s plus 2t equals -11. I'm just rewriting the top one. Then I get -6r plus s plus, 3s plus 12t equals -27. All right, I'm going to subtract those because my -6's are the same sign. So then I get 2s minus 10t equals 16. Okay, so I've just used the top two, okay, and I've eliminated the r's. So now I'm going to use the bottom two, and I'm also going to eliminate the r's. So put that here, number 2. So I'm going to take, let's see, I'm going to multiply the second one now by 2. That way my r's cancel out because I got a 4 here. The other option is you could multiply the bottom one by 1/2, but then I'm going to get 5/2, or you can change that to a decimal, which is fine. But it just depends on what you prefer to work with. So I get -4r plus 2s plus 8, there it goes, plus 8t equals -18. And then I'm just going to copy the bottom one. Minus 5s plus 5t, oops, equals -4. All right, my r's are going to cancel out if I add them, which is what I want to happen. So -3s plus 13t equals -22. Now I'm going to take this equation and this equation. I have s and t isolated, well, not isolated, but they're the only ones left in my problem, and I'm going to actually go ahead and just solve. So let me go up here. I'm going to multiply, let's see, we can get rid of the s's. So I'm going to multiply this one by 3, and I'm going to multiply this one by 2. That way my s's both become 6 or -6, and then I can eliminate from there. So my top one becomes 6s minus 30t equals 48. Then my bottom one becomes -6s plus 26 equals -44. Okay, I'm going to add those together again. My s's cancel out. I get -4t equals +4, so t equals -1. Okay, now depending on which method you used or like which route you went, you might not have found t first. That's fine. Regardless, you should get t equals -1, even if it's the very last thing you find. All right, I'm going to take that -1 and I'm going to plug that back into either one. I'll plug it into this one, or I guess that's right here. There's t. So then we can call this step 4. So -3s plus, actually it's going to be a -13. because I plug in a -1, I get -13 equals -22. So -3s is going to equal -9, so s equals 3. All right, I have t, I have s, I have one more to do. Got to find r. So again, you can plug it into either top, bottom, or middle. That's up to you. I chose the middle. So here's 5. I only chose the middle because that one had the smallest coefficients out of all of them, a 2, a 1, and a 4. So then I get -2r plus 3, there's that s, and then -4 equals -9 because I plugged in right here. I plugged in a 3 and I plugged in a -1 to this t, which just becomes -4 instead of a +4. So -2r minus 1 equals -9, and then -2r equals -8. I hope I don't run into my face. And then r equals 4. Okay, so for this one, your answer we're going to go alphabetical and kind of how they give it. They go R, S, T. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do R, which is 4, S, which is 3, and T, which is -1. R, S, T. Whew. All right, there you go. So that's solving systems with 3 variables. Again, I use elimination. There's a way to do substitution, and graphing would be a 3D graph. And cool for you if you can see it and if you can graph that. We're going to stick with elimination. So we also have a video on how to do this on the calculator, so feel free to check that out. It can give you a shortcut. It can also help you have peace of mind when you have to do these by hand to make sure you're on the right track. You can take your answers, plug them back in, see if you get the right thing. All right, that's all I have for you for this video, just those 2 simple problems. Please like this video and share it with your friends, especially if you learned something, and please subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out. Thanks guys, I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.